in the work of the Almighty.
Oh, absolutely. Could you go back to that? I didn't have this thing recording. I'm not a filmmaker by no means. But Nick was talking about speaking to the subject of when you get up every day and listen to what this man's got to say. A lot of wisdom in his voice. Because number one, let me say this: he's not been corrupted by the television. He's chose to live this way for years and years and years. And having said that, his mind has not been corrupted and twisted, seduced, and he don't live under mind control. He's a free patriot in the movement of wanting to free other people through intelligence and understanding and doing something every day to advance the cause. But go ahead, Nick.
Well, basically what I was saying is that on an everyday basis, when you get out of bed, do something, run a scenario through your head towards what could possibly happen, what if, and do something to help somebody else, whether it be wake them up by passing out a Patriot movie, telling them about the chemtrails and explaining to them and how they work. Do something to wake everybody up. In my opinion, when you do, not only are you helping your brothers and sisters, you know, and helping people to survive when you teach them about the Patriot movement or wake them up, but you're also doing the work of the Almighty.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. And let me run this by you, Nick. I get a lot of people that tell me that the Almighty don't want us to physically fight evil, and they say that you can't be you can't serve God and have guns. And I've spent time after time sending personal message to people in love, trying to explain to them and give them scripture after scripture of, you know, that the Almighty wants us to protect against evil. He wants us to fight against evil, not lay down and let evil destroy us. But I got to tell you, the statement you made earlier, you know, about if they do listen, fine. If they don't listen, just go back and say that statement again, because I got to learn that more and more, because I get sideways when people don't want to listen.
If you're say for example, you meet somebody and you get off on the subject of patriotism or something that has to do with our government, if you can explain to them in a rational manner and ask them what they think about it, and if they want to listen, you know, go into the Patriot movement and explain to them and help them wake up. If they want to listen, that's great. If they don't want to listen, don't press it. You know, like the good book says, cast not your pearl before the swine.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
But if they want to listen, then be gentle with them when you start out, because you don't want to appear too radical like myself.
Well, see, and that's the thing. I'm going to stop you right there for a minute. That's the thing with me, you know, the YouTube channel I have, and I thank God for all the subscribers, friends, and enemies alike, because even enemies can wake up if you chip away at them long enough. But
that's right.
But explain to people that some of us, especially me, when we were gifted by the Almighty with a fire, not to be, you know, not to be a soft-spoken, but with a fire, and then you got those that are just coming in that are offended when I shout on my videos and all. Could you try to make them understand maybe that we all got a different purpose, and that I'm not going to bow down and whisper just because they ask me to? I can't. Time's out.
The time is totally out. There's no point for mincing words. You know, I mean, you know, just tell it like it is. You know, don't be super harsh with a person because you don't want to run them off like Alex Jones. By the same token, you do want them to know the exact truth, and you don't want to mince words or cut your words short just because. For an example, take our illustrious President Clinton or Bush or Obama. To use the word scum would be an insult to the word scum. And that would be a very mild way of putting it, in my opinion.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, like Mark Twain, or better known, or Samuel Clemens, said way back in the 1850s, Congress is the only distinct class of American criminal. And that's what it boils down to. Our terrorists are in Washington, D.C.
That's right.
They are in the Federal Reserve Bank,
that's right.
The IMF, the Zionists, and all those people. Those are the terrorists. Those are murderers. They are scum that needs to be killed. The only way that you can make them good is to kill them.
That's
right.
right.
And then you can say something good about them, and that's that they're dead.
That's
Until
right.
that time, the fact of the matter is, they have absolutely no redeeming value whatsoever. They are Satan's minions, in my opinion.
And they sold, that's right, they sold themselves out, and, you know, they're not coming back because they worship money, okay? They don't want to help the people. They got their retirements. They've got it. No matter how bad it gets, they think they have their money put up, their food put up, their safe haven put up, and they're leaving us hanging out to dry. But yet and still, we still look at them as if our leaders. And the days of that should have long since been over. Before I ever come on the earth, before I was ever a twinkle in my daggum daddy's eye, people should have been awake then, and you and I wouldn't have to deal with this today. But at the same time, I said this before. Every generation blames the one before. Well, we don't have the choice to be blamed by the next one, do we? If we don't do it in this generation, it's over with, ain't it?
That's it. This is the last generation that has a chance to fight back.
That's right.
If we don't fight back, it won't be done. This whole world will be a slave colony, and that's all it'll be.
Oh, absolutely. For a few elitists, and the slaves will get what little bit of GMO food that's literally killing them as their slaves for those. And
right.
you know, if you got a decent looking daughter, then the elitist is going to rape them. There's a lot of child molesters up there, a lot of perverts up there. They'll rape you. They'll even rape you youngins. I mean, if you do some research and study, they don't have any morals. They don't have any morals about them. And they worship the god of this world, which is Satan. And I'm not trying to get into a preaching session here, but there is a distinct difference between good and evil. Okay? Good is life, evil is destruction. And if you can sit there and say, any one of you that watch this video that Nick and I are taking the time to make, if you can sit there and say that the predominant force of government and private bankers and big corporations is for good, then you send me an email and you prove it to me. I said the predominant force. Yes, every now and then there's an insider there that tries to do good, but he winds up being pushed out of office because the big wheels are totally evil. Do you agree with that statement?
I totally agree with you. 100%.
But anyway, like I said, we're just having this meeting today. I come over to see him, and we live a little distance away, but I met this guy a long time ago, and you know, we clicked when we met. And I got to tell you, people like this is what you lay in your bed at night and hope that God will put you in contact with friends of this nature, because a friend, as I've said, will stick closer than a brother. You got about 2.5 minutes, Nick, if you want to talk about survival. Whatever you want to talk about, the floor is yours.
Well, I'm not the best speaker in the world, not very eloquent or very well spoken. I'm kind of a backwoods person, to say the least. And but basically, I'd just like to reiterate that everybody get your mind prepared and wrap your mind around what's coming. What's coming down the pike is incredible evil. Everybody on this continent, and probably in the whole world, is going to be facing very hard survival times. The first tool that you need to have prepared is your mind, so as to be able to accept what's coming, not be frozen or panic-stricken by what's coming. Mm-hmm. And the way to prepare is make sure that your health is intact by eating good food and by having firearms, ammunition, food, maybe a little bit of gold, good medical supplies, and all that type of stuff. But remember, survival is the order of the day, and anything you can do to get prepared to that end is the right thing. Getting yourself in debt is a huge mistake. Going out and buying luxurious items is a huge mistake.
Oh, absolutely.
Get strictly items for survival.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Well, we got about a minute left. I'll finish it up. Let me say this to you. This man has no reason to lie to you, just like I don't have. And you guys that subscribe to me and gals, y'all know I'm telling the truth. But I wanted to take the time out of my day and take the time out of his day, and I thank him for taking this time that we could have this interview. And there'll be some more coming up. We may even be able to got some meetings coming up. I won't go into any more detail, but it may come a time that in the not so distant future, according to the weather where we're at, that we may be able to do not a round table, but a round fire talk by the fire, and maybe get some things going on here in the not so distant future that maybe will help some more of you, you know, because it's not just Nick and I that know it all, and it ain't just you that know it all, but it's all of us working together that put our knowledge together to write this book, this real-time life book of what we are going to be doing in the days and months ahead. And we got 20 seconds. Do you believe the stock market's coming back? Because I don't believe it is. I believe they're tanking it on purpose. You got 15 seconds.
The stock market's never going to come back. We are gone.
Absolutely. Well, God bless y'all. Nick and I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all enjoy this interview, and God bless.